You can fix that leak all by yourself, no special tools. It's not that hard. Let's check it out. Howdy, partner. My name is Mr. Greg. On this channel, we do empowering DIY, one product at a time. We walk you through step by step by step how to fix pool stuff or home stuff or anything else. Today, we have a leaking backwash valve, and that's one of the worst things that can happen to a pool owner, because all of a sudden you go to clean your pool and then you notice that you're losing water. And hopefully you didn't notice that your pool was down a lot of water. Hopefully you just saw that your drain tube was leaking a little bit, or maybe you saw it on your visual indicator. Either way, we're going to walk you step by step by step how to fix this for not a lot of money, not a lot of time, probably 30 minutes or an hour, and also show you how to get it up and running again so you can keep it running until you get the new part in the mail. So stay tuned, step by step by step. Let's get started. So first thing you want to do is make sure that you know where this is lined up and this is on filter and that we're perfectly square here, so when we take it apart we know how to put it back in. Then you're going to take out these screws. Every one of these screws is going to have a nut at the bottom, and you may have a different size bolt or screw, but make sure you do not lose those nuts because you're going to need them again. So you either need to use a wrench or you can just hold it if it's easy enough. You're going to take that nut and then put them in some sort of tray where you're not going to lose them or drop them, because particularly if you have a lot of trees and stuff, you don't want to lose that. So once you do that, I've already loosened up the other ones. Then you're going to put all those screws out. Now you're going to lift straight up, and remember how you have it oriented. And there you have your spider gasket. So if you look really closely, you'll see that it has gotten pulled over and is not evenly where it needs to be in here. And that's why it's leaking out of the valve here. So this happens over time because you keep turning it and it's catching these, and over time it just sort of wears or may even break. So you want to take this old one out. And once you take the old one out, you're then going to dry this all very well, and we'll take you to the next steps. Real quick, I forgot to show you. So if it is pulled over like that, and let's say that you have a, you don't have one of these handy, what you can do is you can push it back into the slots, and you can probably be able to set this back on, bolt it back together, and you'll keep your pool running until you can get a replacement gasket. So if you need to do that, you can do that temporarily, but next time you go to, backwash it, it's going to pull off again. So pretty much is going to be a one-time fix, and it's a lot of work. So that will work temporarily. Once you get that off, we're going to show you some adhesive you're going to use, but if you have old adhesive in here, take a little screwdriver or something else and try to clean the area as clean as you can so you get a good contact with that gasket, and then you're also going to dry that off. So this thing is called a spider gasket, and it's really a weird looking gasket, but this one's all worn out. So you can order the new one on Amazon for your specific filter. This is a Triton 2, although yours is probably different. But you go ahead and pick one of these up, either at your pool store or, like I said, online. And then what you also need is going to be some weather strip adhesive, and that's going to help to hold it down so it doesn't get pulled up like we just showed you. So what you want to do is, once everything is clean and dry in there, you want to take this weather strip adhesive and you're going to run a small bead along all those inside pieces here, and you want to wipe off any excess because you don't want it to stick to any of the other parts of this. We're going to run a small bead in there, and once we get it all cleaned up, then we'll show you how we place the new gasket. Okay, so we've got that weather strip adhesive all in there, and then we're going to set the new gasket in place, and we're just going to go ahead and just gently make sure it's working all those corners. You may need to use a flathead screwdriver, and we're going to smooth it out and then wipe off any excess adhesive. We've gotten all of that extra adhesive cleaned off, and now what we're going to do is we let it dry for about 10 minutes, and we're going to apply some lubricant to it. These Lube 2, I've used this before with different pool gasket stuff, really good stuff. I'll link all these items in the description, although I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, but it's all good stuff. This is a pretty easy repair. It does take a little bit of time, but again, like I said, is you can do a temporary little patch, or you can go ahead and get this to where it's going to be good for a while. Our last one lasted about 5 years, so hopefully we can get that long out of this one. But you're just going to lubricate this real well because you're not going to be opening this up again. So we'll get this all lubricated, and then we'll put the top back on. Okay, so when we put this back on, we just want to make sure again that it's in the same alignment as we had it before. You can snap a picture of yours before you take it apart if you're worried about it. And you're just going to sit it down, it should go down nice and smoothly. It's also a good time to go ahead and clean out anything that you may have in those gaps there. Then you want to put your screws and line them up into those holes that they were in before. And as you line them up, you're then going to take those nuts and be really careful again. You may not need to use an actual wrench underneath, they may tighten down, but you just want to kind of hand tighten them in. And don't tighten them too much. Go sort of skip each other one and work that way. So we're going to put them all in, and we're going to start tightening each other one, and then we're going to go and do all of them until they're nice and hand tight. Okay, we've gotten all those tightened back up, and now when we turn this, you can even feel it's just going to glide really, really smoothly around, and it should not be catching that new gasket at all. So we're going to go back to the filter setting, and we'll check to make sure there's no more water coming out. All right, we are running again, and there is no more leak. So like I said, you can either check the backwash valve, or you can go at your drain line, or you can check if you have one of these little viewing tubes. You see the water there is stagnant. There is no water leaking through anymore. We are ready to go. Hope this was helpful. It's one of those things that's like my pool's leaking, and you got to fix it right away. Like I said, you can either pop this off and get that washer going. You could turn the pool off for a day or two. We don't want to keep that filter off for too long. But once you're ready, go ahead and knock out that repair. Not very hard. Hope this video was helpful. If it was, please put something in the comment box, and also like, comment, and subscribe for a bunch more pool how-to videos and a bunch of home projects and stuff like that. So again, hope this was helpful. Any more pool questions, put them in comments. Try to help you out. Remember, all these projects, if I can do it, you can too.